Arts, as well as Edwin Peterson, who's created a smart personal tracker. Thank you very much for joining us in studio this morning. Bronwyn, let me start with you. When do you know that something is uncomfortable, or how do you know? Because sometimes all it takes is a touch, is a word, is a look. When do you know that something is just not right?
So I think as adults, we are generally quite good at reading our own bodily cues about when we're in a situation that is not okay and that we need to extricate ourselves from. But I think what's really important is that we need to talk to our children and educate our children about understanding what sort of feelings they have internally that indicate that they're in a situation that's not okay. But most importantly, what sort of touches are good touches and what sort of touches are bad touches, so that children who do find themselves in a situation in which they are not safe or in which they might be harmed are able to very quickly identify that this is not okay. My mom or my dad or my teacher says these kind of touches are not allowed, and therefore either extricate themselves from that situation or very quickly tell another adult what has happened to them.
As an adult, you can also get confused, right? Especially when it's someone that you know. What more a child when it's someone that they know and they trust?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think more and more people are becoming aware that a lot of the potential sexual offenders against children live within their social environment, that we want to believe that sexual predators are people who that the child doesn't know or has never had contact with before. And very often, unfortunately, that's actually not the case.
Edwin, tell us about this amazing device that you came up with. What was that in response to?
Well, basically, as we know that the country is going through a hell of a lot of issues in terms of child abduction, pensioners, children, women getting raped, that sort of thing. So we've come up with a little device. This is basically the device. It comes on the little docking station.
Okay.
So this is your smart personal tracker. It works with a SIM card.
Oh, with a SIM card
With
that
the
you
SIM
put
card.
inside here.
So
There we go.
basically, that device speaks on behalf of a child when that child can't talk. So for an example, if you press the emergency SOS button, if you can just hold it on for 3 seconds for me,
Okay,
you will hear a slight beep on it.
I'm pressing it. Ah, there. There's a vibration that you
Did
hear.
it beep?
Yeah, it did.
Did it make a small little beep? Okay.
Okay, let me
So
just press it
basically,
again.
just press it again, just hold it 3 seconds. Great,
There we go.
There we go. So literally within 10 seconds, once the child has pressed the button, that device will alert 10 people with an SMS. This one says ENCA center. Edwin, please help me. So it will give me the exact location where your child is, and the device will phone automatically. You have two-way communication, and you can actually hear me on the other end.
Yeah, yeah.
So just to get back to the location side of the device, it will give you the date, time, the battery, and the exact location where you are. Now the battery can last up to 40 days. So if your child goes to school, and you could literally set a geo-fence perimeter, if your child leaves 5 or 10 meters within the school boundary, the device will alert you that the child is not where they're supposed to be.
This is a fantastic device, and you also got a little hook here, so you can
That's
actually put
on a
it
lanyard
on
around the school
there.
uniform. Teachers can use it, especially with the incidences that happened recently on news, where teachers are being killed, that sort of thing. So the device could be linked directly to the school security as well as the local police and the principal, and they can eliminate that sort of situations. It also has a fall alert alarm. So whether a pensioner or elderly person falls, the device will also alert. Any medical emergency, the device will automatically call up to 10 people. So that is instantly time constrained, that is critical. We're looking at situations, for example, people are getting hijacked in filling stations. So petrol attendants can play part in terms of combating crime to eliminate these sort of problems that we have in the country.
Where do we find this?
This product at the moment is available at all Vodacom stores nationwide. The device has been approved from other mobile services providers that should be going through live within the next couple of weeks.
Bronwyn, let's talk about some of the worst cases that you have seen. When it comes to these suspects, what goes on in their minds?
So it's actually a really difficult question to answer. I think that a lot of the time suspects themselves are not able to give a clear narrative as to why they've done what they've done, or the way that they explain their offences is to severely minimise aspects of it, even in those suspects who do plead guilty to what they've done. So it's very difficult to know. We as psychologists will often look at the classifiable behavior. So why might this person have behaved like this? Would they classify for a diagnosis of paedophilia? Or are there other things going on in this individual's life which might have contributed to why they acted the way that they did? But it's very difficult to know, and that's why it's so difficult. People always say, but how do we know if someone is a sex offender? Unfortunately, there's no profile, there are no characteristics or traits, and there's definitely, someone doesn't look or dress like a paedophile. So that's, I think, scary for parents to know that I cannot see or tell that this person might potentially be a harm to my child.
In this age of digital everything, our children have access to iPads, to phones, they can get groomed online. What is it that parents look out for? What is it that children themselves look out for? It could be something as innocent as, oh, send me a picture of yourself, I'd like to see what you look like.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's a very big topic at the moment. And I think as parents, monitoring your child's device, knowing that a lot of these social media sites actually have age restrictions for children for a reason, and educating your child about what is appropriate to do online and what isn't. And I think what many parents don't tell their children is that you cannot take a photo of yourself and send it to someone, a partially naked photo or a naked photo. Such is considered actually the production of child pornography. And likewise, a child should never be in possession of a naked photograph of another child, because that's possession of child pornography. So we really need to be talking to our children about their online activity, that suspects frequently pose as children online or as younger people in order to befriend younger children to gain access to their profiles and their photos.
Edwin, this device is absolutely amazing and revolutionary. I have a worry though. So when you do press that SOS button and then it rings, so if you with someone that is doing something...
I only done that for demonstration purposes.
Oh, great. So it can go on vibrate, where then the person on the other end can hear what's going on and can be able to respond.
That is correct.
Right.
In the same essence what the ladies explained, by having a device like this, you do have all smartphones come out with emergency SOS distress application for it. But unlikely being in Johannesburg, or at least where crime is more rare, the first thing that gets taken from you as an individual is your phone, your jewelry, your bag, your purse. With this device that's a little bit concealed, there's very little way of people seeing what you have and actually have help come to your aid at that point.
Indeed. Bronwyn, let's talk to children themselves, if there's little ones who are watching at the moment. How do they protect themselves? There's a video that I saw recently on YouTube. It's a little experiment where the mothers tell their children, don't talk to strangers, but then someone comes up to them and they're like, let's just see and test this theory. They give them a puppy and they're like, oh, will you follow me? And all of those children followed them. That was so scary to see. So in as much as we can have these conversations with our children, but when someone comes with a little fluffy doll or with something that resonates with them, they could land in trouble.
Absolutely. I actually know exactly what you're talking about. It was a very scary sort of social study to see. So I think that, really it is, the onus is on parents to be open to talking to their children about their bodies and about what's not okay and what's okay. But I think children inherently, that feeling of anxiety, that feeling of your heart racing, your tummy doesn't feel okay, your hands might be sweating, that I'm in an interaction with an adult or another person, not necessarily a stranger, where the things that they are doing or saying or the way that they are touching or talking to me about something makes me feel not okay. I don't know why, maybe, but I don't feel okay in the situation. And then the onus is on the child to report to a parent or a teacher or someone that they trust in their environment, whether it's a granny or somebody else, to say, this is what happened to me, how can I understand better what was going on.
Edwin, is this exclusive to smartphones, or it works on any device as long as it's got location services?
It works on any mobile phone, Android and iOS. The beauty also, what I haven't mentioned to you prior, is basically the common situation that's broadcasted on television and radio is also for the fact where there's house robberies, you get people robbed in a restaurant. So with that little device, you could have a potential waiter or waitress that is equipped with it, security guards that is only equal from the security firm with a mobile phone. So he's literally got to make a phone call in order to get backup. So security companies should also look at maybe equipping their guards with this, because they don't have any means of way of defending themselves or getting call anybody for help.
First thing that comes to mind, cash and transit guys.
Oh yes,
Probably
I mean, with
definitely
having
these.
10 people respond within 10 seconds, it's awesome. It's perfect. While we're still on the same topic, this is the 3G wireless home surveillance camera. This home surveillance camera works with a SIM card and with Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So let's say, for argument's sake, you live in a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom apartment. You don't need to have a four-channel CCTV digital surveillance system. One little device works with SIM card. If anybody breaks into your property, it literally calls you to tell you there's somebody in there, and it sends you 15-second recording of the perpetrator in your house.
Sure.
So this device could also be at your house, and after your show, you can literally go online and you can chat to your kids.
Oh, that is amazing. That is fantastic. Obviously, there's going to be people who are just saying, how am I going to be able to install that? Can you
No
do it
installation
yourself?
required.
Or no installation required.
No
So you just
installation.
put the device there and
It's plug and play.
It does. That's fantastic. That is so stress-free. It's even better. So this we find as well at Vodacom stores?
Both of the products are available at Vodacom, and for under 100 Rand, with 120 Rand airtime and SMS bundles, that is what the tracking device goes for.
Okay.
We're looking at the farm murders, which is also ideal. It can alert 10 people where they can have much faster response in that regard. There's multiple applications that can be useful.
Those are such nifty devices. And perhaps in just closing up the conversation, Bronwyn, we spoke about children, let's speak about adults. Sometimes, especially in the workplace, you just don't know when something borders on sexual harassment, because you also don't want to get people into trouble because you're thinking, sheesh, what is going on there? When do you know, or how do you know? Or let's actually talk to men or women who harass people, but they don't even think that it's harassment.
Sure. So that's also, I mean, it's a wide and varied and complex topic. But I think that, you know, again, as a woman, have I experienced something, or as a man sometimes, have I experienced something that I feel is inappropriate for whatever reason? Other people might say I'm overreacting, but I feel that this is inappropriate. To that individual, have I voiced my concern? Please don't do that. It makes me feel uncomfortable. And I think that once you have done that and the behavior repeats itself again subsequent to your saying, this is not with my consent, I feel uncomfortable, if that individual continues to do it, you've got a problem on your hands. And I think as men and women who might potentially harass others, to understand that when someone says to you no, it's not a no because I'm encouraging you to do more, or no because I want further attention from you. No absolutely always means please desist from this behavior.
No is a sentence. It's done. That's it. There's nothing more. These are such nifty devices. Thank you very much for coming through. Christmas presents for the whole family. And for as little as $100, you can definitely get like 1,000 for those. It is peace of mind. It really is. Thank you very much to Bronwyn Stollarts as well as Edwin Peterson for coming through to chat to us.